glad to have you on another fascinating edition of Hello Africa, the show that brings you news updates around the globe. We educate you, we inform you, and of course, entertain you with our different segments. And today is not exception. Okay, all you need to do is sit tight, relax, and enjoy all that we're swinging by. I am Nita, and I have the amazing, wonderful co-host with me, Faith, and of course, BC. How you all doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be back on another exciting episode. Today's episode promises to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Faith, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning. Of course, I like to be called Favorite. I don't know why she keeps calling me Faith, but then good to have you on the show, and we promise to give you an amazing episode today as you join us via the link in the description. Yeah.
Okay, on our top story today, Yiaga decries absence of security personnel in voters registration centers.
Since I've known Yiaga, I know they've always been forward on accurate or proper election practices and processes. And yeah, that's like what they've always, that's what I know them for. Anyways,
Okay.
I mean, there was a
I will
challenge.
reserve my comment.
There was a challenge they did, I think, last year during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Like if you were, I think, the INEC chairman, or what policies would you implement to make your election run better? I put in for the challenge.
Was it a campaign?
Yeah, it was a campaign to work on our election in Nigeria and things that we could change. So they wanted general young people in the nation to talk about it.
Okay.
Well, basically, they've always been moving for proper governance and democratic governance, so you wouldn't expect less from them.
Yeah.
Well, for this particular case, of course, they were present in the Zamfara election, ongoing election, or at the time, and they also complained about the absence of security personnel at the very locations where they were meant to have ballot boxes and all of them.
Centers.
Yeah, the registration centers rather. So the point is, they were able to lay their complaints and stated that this wasn't very healthy for the election, knowing that crisis might arise and all of that. So it was expected that proper security presence should have been notably seen, or they should be able to pick some very important security personnel at the locations for a free and fair election. But then, of course, they saw less. Okay, and then I think basically that's what the information was about. And this was with Punch newspaper, where they were in an interview and they mentioned those points. Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to say is I'm sure the government is reading the news and they should just do the needful. Because we've seen situations whereby during elections, ballot boxes are being hijacked by hoodlums and, people who are against certain parties. Okay. So it's always key for, the security guys to be available. Right. Okay, let's move on to the next story. And this one says, Lagos schools to resume September 13, says Commissioner.
September 13.
Well. That's of course, it's a good thing for them. Of course, the Lagos State Commissioner for Education came out, Mrs. Fola Shade came all out and said she was interested in schools resuming. She was talking about schools resuming for the 2021 educational calendar to kickstart.
2021, 2022.
Yes. No, it's 2021, 2021.
So, yeah, 2021, it ends in December.
Yes, it ends in
So you're starting on yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course.
So they are just having proper dates disclosed for schools to resume. And then they also talked about boarding schools also resuming on the 19th of
September.
This month, September, yeah.
This is the first time I'm seeing boarding schools resume after.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. I'm sure because of the COVID-19. Yeah.
And insecurity.
Yes.
We've seen series of, kidnapping, but not in Lagos State,
Lagos
other
State,
states though. So I think those are some of the, you know,
real issues.
measures.
Because I
yes.
wonder how boarding house schools, schools with boarding
Would deal with
facilities
it,
are like ensuring, you know, they are maintaining the
Proper
COVID protocols. Like,
yeah.
how are you ensuring the students sleeping over in school?
They're safe.
They are safe. How are they sanitizing? How are they vaccinated? Are you accepting vaccinated students?
But I feel
For
when you
children?
have the students in
No, secondary school now, at least.
Okay.
in an
thinking
enclosed
Wow.
environment, it's easier to manage the situation.
it's easier to manage the situation, but it's also easier to spread.
Absolutely.
virus.
If a case is noted, of course, like when there was a case mentioned in Lagos State University,
Yes.
of course, you see how the school treated it.
That was
the
a Unilag.
university. Yeah,
Yeah,
Unilag.
Unilag.
So they called for dismissal of
Yes.
all students.
Which I feel
for-
is still a poor way to manage the situation, because,
Because
if
after
some of the students have
everything-
already contracted the virus from that small break and you're sending them back to their families,
Okay.
do you understand?
Yeah.
That's like sending it, you know, if it's
Sending
still
them-
spreading,
Yeah, yeah.
do you understand? So
Okay.
on the long run, even if we eventually invite them back in,
Yes.
you are still inviting.
Okay, it's not like they are quarantined.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on. And the next story is about ECOWAS. ECOWAS plans virtual summit on Guinea crisis. So much drama.
Very, very. As
I actually stormed on the video and I saw all that was going on. I'm like, man, cool in this 21st century.
Yes, no.
well, they are there, of course. We even have in our very local country here, so you would expect it. Well, so on Sunday, a group of elite troops by a Guinea former, or is led by a Guinea former French legion, arrested the former ruler, as I would now have it. It's a 3-year-old Condé, and announced that they were.
83.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's 83.
Wow.
Grandpa.
You can imagine.
Great grandpa, sir.
Well, he has been ruling since, I think, about 11 years, since 2010. He's the first democratic
Since
ruler
2010.
in Guinea. Yeah, so you can imagine he's
Wow.
like a champion in the whole democratic world. But, I mean,
that's not being a champion.
no, not being a champion, I know, but
Categorically speaking,
yeah,
okay.
he's the first in Guinea. So he has taken this long. I mean, 10 years. So, he brought out new rules and was going to take out very, very new constitutions, and it was going to eliminate the former constitutions that would aid him run again.
Again.
So that's the question. The question now is, or that's the thing. So the question is, why bring a new constitution that would allow you run again at this time?
I think.
Why didn't you bring the constitution earlier? Probably before this time, when they need.
It's proper timing now, so that, you know, as his current tenure is elapsing, the new constitution is telling
It's
him
renewed.
It's renewed. It's like going to get your visa, like
Exactly, it's
But the real
renewed.
question that I want to ask is, what is it and African leaders with power,
not wanting
not
exactly.
not wanting to release
With
power
hope,
when it time? I mean, 8 years is enough, max. What else are you looking for? Why
And
do you want to
Did you
stay
say
there?
8 years? That
Yes,
8
now.
years, sometimes they even force themselves to be there for that 8 years.
Yeah, I understand, but like,
Against the people's wish.
ideally, it should be 4 years. Then someone else should come in. I mean, just
Come on,
4 years.
But
Yeah.
the people
But then,
love
why
you.
do you want exactly the people love you and want is a different case? But
Yeah.
in most cases, they still just
It's not about whether the people even love you, because there's room for an improvement when there is a newer person. We get to see a new test. I mean, we're experiencing it now. There was a change of political reign from
one party
from
with
one
umbrella
party to
one
another,
party
and
with
we're experiencing it, and it's quite healthy. We know what we're going through. It's a change,
It's
complete change.
The change they
So-
promised. I mean,
yes,
they
so-
did promise to give us
Okay.
change.
But then, I mean, coming at him, the point is ECOWAS is now saying, no, we can't have you hold on to him or hold him.
Yes,
It's
they want a
really-
release
they want
of
a
him
release for
immediately.
him, yeah.
That's
think-
why they
I
are
think-
actually coming up with the summit.
Yes.
I think maybe we should ask other people, like, what they think
Yeah,
on,
what they
on-
think
on,
about it,
African
because-
leaders and their tenure in office.
Yeah.
Should it be just 4 years and go?
Okay.
I'll be interested
The
to hear what
next
people
story
say.
is still on politics, and yeah, this one says President Muhammadu Buhari not welcome in Imo State. IPOB orders sit at home over president's planned visit. Okay,
Who's
so
IPOB?
IPOB is independent something.
International People of Biafra.
yeah,
So they are telling the
yeah.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
The number 1 citizen, not
the
to
Grand
visit
Commander,
a
as in
state
the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
Yeah.
He's not welcome in one of the states.
One of the
in
states.
the country he's leading.
They said it's a Biafran state, so
On
he's
whose-
not allowed.
On whose authority?
And
On
this
whose authority,
person
exactly?
happens to be, in quotes, their leader.
He is the
okay?
director of socials.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
Chika Edoziem, that's the name.
Because when you said leader of, I was thinking like, Bokano is in custody. Is he not?
Well,
No,
he's the one in charge
of their
now.
leaders, exactly.
Okay,
Like I
he's one
said,
of
he's
the
the director of socials. So
Yes.
every movement has a team of leaders.
Director
So
of
this is like,
socials.
yeah, imagine.
So now is
director
he
of
the one throwing
socials-
party for the IPOB guys?
He carried out the protest,
Yeah.
telling people to stay at home, that they should not have
This-
even the chiefs, the local chiefs, he was warning them
Warning
that
all the
none of
traditional
them,
rulers.
yes,
This
should have anything to do with what the governor Uzodinma, or the president has, going on in Imo State.
Yeah, the
This
project he was to commission, and they were
He's
saying
actually
he
going to, commission a project.
Yes, yes.
For me, this is wrong.
Is wrong.
Is wrong.
My question
It's a threat.
Yeah, my question is, were the IPOB officials responsible for this project? Did they man this project? Why, even if they
man
did,
the project, you
exactly.
do not tell the president that
On
he
his
cannot
grounds.
come to a state.
I mean,
What you are deliberately saying is, if he comes,
that's
it's
an
trespassing.
attack.
Okay.
That's
So if
an
you are saying
attack
it's
on the
trespassing, that
president.
means you are saying you are going to respond with
Respond
force.
with force,
And if you are responding with force, you can't respond with force to the president, and you don't expect all military. Which military will respond with force against their president? That's treason now. That's like rebellion.
And
Yes.
and then putting the lives of others
Of
in
In
danger.
danger,
Threatening
because at the
other
end of the
people.
day, they are the ones at the receiving end, the masses.
But do you know what I think? What I think is, by the time they keep bringing up these
Orders.
yeah,
Orders.
they force people to do certain crime and situations that happen. Of course, we also recent activities happening in these places, and then but because of the lockdown and the protest and all of that,
Yeah.
we can't spin certain situations to whether it's from IPOB or it's separate individuals who are carrying out this mischievous
in the name of
activities.
IPOB.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. In the name of IPOB, for example, we saw a van that was burnt, a van carrying a motorcycle and products of a business person, and then it was burnt down.
And
of
he's
course.
an Igbo person.
Yes,
Okay, he's
so-
not a stranger in the land.
So when they came all out to say this was from IPOB officials because he violated their lockdown
Rule
rules.
or orders.
Yes. Now they had their spokesperson came up and she said it was not an IPOB activity. So what are they saying? That someone
Unknown gunmen.
came out.
Unknown fired. What we call this now?
There's a word
Unknown
for it.
attackers.
There's a word for it. I can't remember.
But then
But
it's
now
not-
the thing now is for me. The thing about this is, okay, fine. We know you're trying to prove a point, or you're trying to make a statement, or make a demand.
Yeah.
That you're
alright,
fighting for freedom.
For freedom. At this point, there's a thin line between your
Freedom
freedom
and
fighting
threats.
and terrorism.
Thank you.
The thin line is getting blurrier by the day because the actions they are taking now. Okay, for example, ordering people to sit at home. You have
Leave
robbed
their
people of their
businesses.
fundamental right of choice and right of movement.
Movements.
Do you understand? No authority or administration in this country, as far as this country is concerned, or this continent is concerned, has registered or recognized IPOB as
a body.
a body or as an
Existing body, yeah.
existing authority or a
Authority.
state yet. So until that happens, they shouldn't be taking extreme measures like this. This is wrong on so many levels, and it's also an insult to the president. It's not.
They are going too far.
It's too far. Exactly.
They are going too far, and I hope the authorities does the needful. But we just reject violence because at the end of the day, it's the poor masses that gets the hit. Okay, our next story: activists push for delay of UN climate summit as heads of churches issue unprecedented joint statements.
This story is actually, obviously, when I saw this, it was supposed to happen in Scotland on October 13th to November 12th. But here's what they even said. Let me just quickly quote this.
Okay.
Our concern is that those countries most deeply affected by the climate crisis and those countries suffering from the lack of support by rich nations in providing vaccines will be left out of the talks, said Tasnim ESOP, Executive Director of Climate Action Network, which includes 1,500 groups in 130 countries. And the further went to say there has always been an inherent power imbalance with the United Climate talks, with the United Nations climate talks, and this is now compounded by the health crisis owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. So their concern is these delegates coming in, you've not made proper
Findings.
not findings, proper COVID protocols.
Okay.
All right, for these delegates, and most of them are coming in from what UK calls a red list.
Okay.
That's a list of countries that have high infection rates of the virus. So
Wow.
people are coming in from these states into Scotland.
Like China? Okay.
and you've not made proper COVID protocols. So if that's not going to be done,
Yes.
postpone it.
They should hold on it.
They should postpone it. Like just give it a further delay and all of that. But then there's a little bit back and forth on if hearsay and all of that. But then I think what should be done is actually important that there's the COVID protocols in place.
Okay.
Because if people are coming from a sort of red list, they are putting the host country or
in
the host
danger.
in danger. Exactly, they are putting the host country in danger. So that's just what the whole story is about.
Okay, it's all about taking preventive measures.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be telling you more about what is buzzing in the globe. Stick around. Welcome back. You're still watching Hello Africa, the show that brings you all the amazing news happening in the globe. And of course, we try to educate you, inform you, and entertain you with our amazing segments. So, and we just did a bit of, what is buzzing in politics and other, African countries. And of course, the show today is loaded, as we'll also be bringing you an interesting package with a guest interview. So all you need to do is just don't go nowhere. And of course, it's your girl Nita doing the show with Faith and BC. I will go straight into what is still buzzing in the globe. And this has to do with Afghanistan. Still on Afghanistan, people. Okay, Lindsey Graham says United States will be going back into Afghanistan.
First time I
was going to say, who is he in the first place? I'm like, okay, he's a Republican.
He's a Republican. Senator Lindsey Graham. The first time I saw the headline, I was like, okay, I'm not surprised. It was expected. You guys haven't finished business.
They haven't finished, exactly.
you know, US. they will
always have to come back.
They will strategize and
say, no worry, let's just stick to 31st of August. Let's go. But maybe when we're coming, they will shoot us down. Tell us to go back. I'm just joking. But anyways, he made some statement, and let me just quickly quote what he said. Here is where we are, said the Republican. The Taliban are going to give safe haven to Al-Qaeda, who has ambitions to drive us out of the Middle East and attack us because of our way of life. We will be going back into Afghanistan like we went back into Iraq and Syria. He further went on to say, the Taliban are not reformed, they are not new. Graham added, they have a view of the world out of sync with modern times. They are going to impose a lifestyle on the Afghan people that is going to make us all sick to our stomachs.
Wow.
I don't want to say, this is not hate speech. This is pure facts. It's talking from experience. It's talking from what Taliban was, the leading government in Afghanistan 2 decades ago. But because of their strict Sharia law, amputations, publicly executing people, the United States and the international community had to step in or had to come in to ensure that you don't run a country like this. There's something called democracy now. There's something called giving a voice to the people, empowering the people through their voices. So he's saying that they would give Al-Qaeda a safe haven again, to regroup and, to
look forward to that. What do you mean to say?
I thought you said we're looking forward to Al-Qaeda or something. But then I like how is, you know, very strong.
No,
on
I'm
how
looking forward to
it's
them
saying,
coming
you know,
back.
it's coming back. But I feel like even if they go back, it will be with, you know, the support of the international community to
Okay.
maintain the peace.
Peace
Because
and
when there's a
yeah.
transition like that
Yeah.
between one government, and especially if it's like in an hostile takeover kind of way, the international community ensures that the people, the fundamental human rights of the people of that country are still maintained and are kept. So they send in troops to like just observe, not really engage,
Okay.
but just observe and like calm things down if things should possibly
That
escalate.
sounds vital.
Very important.
Okay, and we'll move on to the next story, which is on Uganda. Uganda charges of opposition MPs, MPS, over machete killings.
Yeah, two prominent Uganda opposition lawmakers were charged on Tuesday in connection to all of this. But the funny thing is, these MPs are machete-wielding gangs who are killing elderly people.
This is sad.
So why exactly? That's
This
the
is
point.
sad.
It's very sad. And right now, a move that their lawyer branded as political persecution because a statement...
They have lawyers.
The lawmakers have lawyers, not the gang.
Oh, okay.
The lawmakers from the
Okay.
opposition that, you know, they were charged. As I think I have the name. Mohammed Segirinia, I hope I pronounced that, and Alan Swanaya, Uganda's names, of the National Unity Platform.
It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. NUP were charged in Masaka Magistrates Court with 3 counts of murder and 1 for attempted murder. Their lawyer, Elias, told, you know, the news. They denied all the charges that is a political persecution by Museveni military regime. That's the present administration.
Oh, okay.
All right. But what is funny is a Ugandan police spokesman, Fred Enanga, said one of the suspects in custody actually mentioned these lawmakers' names.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
As their sponsors?
Yeah. None of them as a sponsor. I said that some of the suspects who had already been charged or detained over the killing spree have accused the MPs of orchestrating the attacks to cause fear in the population and cause people to hate the current government.
But
So now the story...
So much politics.
So much politics. The
It's
story
not
from
political.
the arrested people, or rather from the Ugandan police spokespersons, we have arrested some of these gang
guys
killers,
go on with the
and they have accused these 2 people for orchestrating this thing. And of course, with the story in Uganda, as you know, the present, you know, now you just spoke about Uganda, the military coup and all of that. So maybe some people are still not liking the new government, and but going as far as to weaponizing gangs to start killing is just too much.
And they're killing the elderly. That's where my question is, like, what did they do wrong?
I think under the story, there's even a victim that's like, I think 83 or 85.
Oh my goodness, that's sad.
Very sad.
Our heart goes out to the people that lost, you know, their loved ones in this. Okay, moving on. The next story says UN denies Sudan refugee camps used bolt hole for Tigray rebels.
Tigray rebels.
Okay, so UN denies Sudan refugee camps used as boat hole for Tigray rebels.
In Ethiopia and recently fighters from Sudan recently crossed from Sudan to Ethiopia carrying IDs issued by the United Nations Refugee Agency.
Okay.
That's UNHCR. So when they saw those fighters having those IDs, they are wondering, like, is the refugee camp a base for these fighters to operate?
Like a hidden place.
So the UN is now coming out to say, look, this is what, let me quote what it says. Since the onset of the refugee influx, measures were put in place at border entry points, and all identified armed elements seeking refuge have been disarmed and separated from the civilian population, the official said. Allegations of military training taking place at the refugee camps are unfounded. Then they went on to say that the civilian and humanitarian character of asylum, but it was not the agency's role, that's the United Nations Refugee Agency, it was not the agency's role to determine whether those returning home had participated in any fighting.
Okay.
So if people come to the camp needing refuge, we offer them the refuge. We give them IDs. If they are armed, we disarm them. We separate them from the population.
Okay.
But after leaving the refugee camp and going back to Ethiopia or to Sudan or whatever, if they engage in any other fights,
we're not going to be responsible.
Exactly, or we're not going to be responsible.
That's
Another arm of the United Nations obviously is responsible for that, but not the one responsible for the refugee camp. So that's why they came out to deny that. Okay, the camp is not a hideout for rebel fighters.
Yeah,
or
talking
the
about
likes.
hideouts, I stumped on, a news, I think it happened over the weekend, or was it on Monday, in Abuja. You know, these charities, houses, they have this, it's like made of just zinc. So most times, when they kidnap people, they put them there or they put their weapons there. So it was recorded that most of the criminal attacks that's been happening, including kidnapping in Abuja, yes, these guys have been using that part of Abuja as their hideout. So they went demolish, yes, a particular, set of.
Okay, after they demolished it, did they catch any of these kidnappers? Were they arrested?
No, they didn't arrest people, but they, destroyed their settlements, basically.
Sometimes the strategy we implement just, I don't know.
Yeah, but when they destroy them like that, at least, I mean, and they found some.
They will just regroup at another hideout.
And I'm sure they will definitely go around because they said they're going around and everything.
Okay,
We'll take a quick break. On that note, we'll take a quick break. And when we return, it will be time for entertainment news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Hello Africa. And of course, we're still doing justice to the news, what's buzzing. And right now, we're swinging into the entertainment news, giving you as it's coming super hot. And the first one says, singer Akon Senegal's Wakanda City unstarted. Locals left in the dark.
It's not his fault now.
Well,
you kept on saying that because he promised. Okay, I did a story on him when we lost Chadwick, the Wakanda. Yes. Okay, so I did a story when he came out and said he wants to keep the memory of Wakanda alive, and that was why he started the whole project of Wakanda in Senegal.
Well, the project is very large.
It's very
number one, he can't, and it's very expensive. He can't single-handedly finance it, right? And even
he had investors because
even the investors he has all together put their resources put together. Because I also read the story of the city he's trying to build. It's worth billions of dollars. This is a multi-billion-dollar project, and out of everything, when I was reading the story like a couple of months back, it was just like $6 to $7 billion they've been able to raise, and they're still going to something like I think upwards of $30 billion. I'm thinking they're going to like 50 or so or more, 50-30 billion dollars thereabout. So and he's a singer. All his wealth put together.
Cannot even build.
Akon, no disrespect to you, we know you're doing a good thing, but he needs more help. Right? So the locals just should be patient with him.
Yeah, he should update them. I think if he updates them of why there's a delay, they will understand because they are left in the dark.
But I feel at this point in the business, they should be aware. I mean, what his worth is. For example, there are other cities that people were able to raise. We have in Nigeria. We have Banana Island. We have some places where single
And
individuals.
Atlantic City is still coming.
Yeah, Atlantic City is still coming. Where individuals said this is what we intend to do. But the Atlantic City is there, and people are just going into. Investors are just picking their. It's not like it's going to happen all
overnight.
Of a sudden,
It's not going to happen over. So exactly.
Okay, and let's update people that Wakanda, the currency they're going to be using is crypto. Yes.
He did call it a smart city, and it's going to be running on its own power supply. It's not. They're not doing any fossil fuel or
They're
whatever.
not.
Pure green energy.
Yes.
Okay.
Taking advantage of
project.
every part of
It's a huge
technology,
project. It's a huge
basically.
project.
Okay, moving on. Wizkid's made in Lagos to become Nigeria's highest charting album ever on the Billboard 200. Woo!
Favorite, I seem to remember someone saying
I'm a
Wizkid
Wizkid FC.
Is-
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I knew this was going
I'm
to happen.
excited.
I knew this was going to happen.
Congrats to you.
Congratulations.
Wizkid on this one, yeah.
See how cold favorite is because it's not Burna Boy.
Because
I'm
it's not, if it's
cold.
Burner, he will say 5 times.
As in, who mentioned Burna Boy's name like 3 or 4 times.
Keep
No,
doing
I'm not
Mama
cold, I'm
proud,
not cold,
okay?
I'm not
Keep doing
cold.
us proud. We love you. We love you. Okay, let's move on. I'm not singing for fun. Endless Joy speaks on her mission as a gospel singer. She's beautiful.
I respect that fact
Yeah.
that she's saying it, but I don't think any artist sings for fun.
No. A lot of them sing because they want to
Gospel.
sing. But I like the fact that she stated it. I mean, she's from Imo State, and
Okay.
for a gospel singer to come all out and say this, it means she's clearing the air about what people should expect from her as a gospel artist. People randomly just drop songs. Now we don't know where you're heading. Today you're here, tomorrow you're there. So
I
Okay.
understand
she's
what
just
you're saying.
clearing the air so people would understand what exactly she's into.
Okay. Still on entertainment, people. After Futures with Wizkid. Yes, they call him Wizkid. Justin Bieber and Drake. Teams.
Thames.
Is it
Thames.
Thames?
Thames,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't spoil our girl's name.
Okay.
She's our girl.
Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay.
Who is the hour in this case?
He said it's his girl, so please
Okay.
go on, read
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Read it.
My girl,
Read
Thames. Justin Bieber, okay, after features with Wizkid,
Louder.
Justin Bieber and Drake, Thames Sophomore EP.
Sophomore.
Sophomore.
Sophomore, yeah.
To drop next week. Okay, I think
You have to tell the whole world you're from Bayelsa.
I had to let them
Sophomore.
understand. Sophomore, it
Is
looks
that
like
the name?
No, it's sophomore now, is that?
Yeah.
That's that.
Okay, how is it pronounced?
However it's pronounced,
I'm pretty sure
please,
it's
we're
sophomore.
sorry.
Are you sure we're not murdering the name?
Sophomore.
And
It's sophomore.
if we're moderating the name, that's exactly. So Thames, forgive us. Well, the EP is to drop next week. We talked about her. I think she said she was going to drop an album, an EP.
An EP, and you know,
And
she
now
said,
we have it.
which when I said saying Wizkid is a role model
Yeah,
and all of
since
that,
we- yeah, you
that we
said
should
so.
not really
We shouldn't
focus
really
on
focus on,
her releasing the EP, but I
Yeah.
think I like how she's coming through.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wizkid is her role
She said it was
model.
going to be before the end of the year.
the
We didn't know
year.
it was this soon.
This
Wow.
Big congrats to you on this one.
Keep going, girl. Keep flying. Okay, this is not really a very happy one. The Wire actor Michael K. Williams found dead in New York City apartments.
Just when we were beginning to enjoy him, he has starred in quite some very interesting
A
movies and
brilliant
series
actor.
recently, and has bagged certain awards. I mean, if your career just begins to take the light, it shouldn't really happen. It's really sad that things like this happen to
So
people.
mysteriously, though.
So seriously, but then some say his death was
Overdose.
suspected to be caused by overdose,
Oh, wow.
Drug overdose.
drug overdose. Yeah.
Really sad. Our heart goes out to him, his colleagues, and of course Hollywood in general. Okay, we're bringing where we like to get so dramatic. Big Brother Niger update,
Pretty
people.
sure it's you.
Indeed, very
Season
dramatic.
6
We're
has
not in
been
the house.
steamy.
We're not in the house, but we
Yeah.
have drama like the people in the house. So
If,
I
we,
mean,
if we're in the house, I know.
The way we
I know,
analyze this
I
Big
know
Brother
if
here
I-
on
if
this
I was Big
table,
Brother and if I was in Big Brother house, I know.
you know what?
I know. Just leave it like that. I know.
please, let's just
Okay.
forget about him. Let's just get to our...
Because I'm lost.
yeah.
I will give my wife a second chance, Tega's husband on adultery saga. A second chance. You said something. You said 1-1.
1-1 halftime. Nice 2-1.
No.
I
think...
okay.
Or is it 2-2?
Well, for me, I feel...
Because she left with Boma. Oh.
No, she didn't.
She didn't leave with... She,
No, like
Boma
sorry.
left
Boma is
with-
apologizing
Let me
now.
rephrase.
Okay.
She was
Yeah, please
evicted
rephrase. She was-
alongside.
Exactly.
Ah,
Because when
now
you
you're
say she left
talking.
with Boma, you're
Yeah,
sounding like
this,
yeah,
this scenario is like
They
as if she
move
left
on
with
to the
like a-
next level.
like they're
No,
moving
no.
on.
I mean,
mean, Boma is an international actor now.
Yes, he
Boma.
is. Boma, yeah, Boma. Okay, so basically, this very story, I stumped on where he posted that he has not seen his wife since the eviction. So maybe she's not gotten that courage. And he said on one condition, he's going to give her a second chance if she's remorseful.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, she was.
Why is he forming authoritarian?
Forming, but I mean, he has every right to say that.
No,
He's
he
a
doesn't.
husband.
He did cheat, didn't he?
He did,
So,
but
I
is
mean,
it tit for tat?
On a matrimonial
It's
bed.
not tit for tat, right?
If he didn't cheat, she probably would not end up with Boma like that.
But that was too fast.
Che Boma's
No, the lady, like, okay, I'm not judging you. Let's just move
It's
on.
not AC. They're inside AC 247.
Your skin will be fresh.
And your hormones will be warm.
And you eat good food.
And your blood will be
You're
warm.
not paying no bills.
Your blood and your hormones will be warm.
So what is left for you to do?
Exactly.
Sleep.
No TV, no internet, no gadgets.
She said sleep.
Sleep,
Really?
yeah. When there are ladies in the house.
Okay.
Make friends. You
And
know,
she's
just
the
about
friend-
matters
she
arising.
made friends with Boma and it led to something else.
Okay. We'll just move to the next one. And this one says Nini and Saga, okay? Is it Saga or Saga?
Saga.
Yeah.
Saga.
Declare Boma an idiot. They use the idiot word for getting evicted. And I'm thinking, okay,
It's not
why
his
will you
fault now.
say that? People just nominate people to be evicted, and if they didn't get votes,
Let's
they'll be
wait.
evicted.
Let's wait for what people will say about them when they eventually get
Exactly,
evicted.
because why would you say they're idiots?
God will help them. They will be evicted like Boma and Tega. You know, two of them too are they're having
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
Okay, so
They're
it's
all mushy.
couple.
So you
It's like
can
Big Brother
say-
noticed that they don't want to be doing in twos, and he's trying to tell them it's not running Noah's Ark. It's running Big Brother house. So if you
Okay.
people want to be going out in twos, bye bye, be going out.
Find your way.
Okay, make sure your voters are ready to vote you, so they won't call you idiots too. But
Yeah.
that's really too harsh, though. Okay, the next one, Pere. How do you pronounce it?
Pere.
Pere.
Is it a Yoruba name?
No, if it's your right to be query,
Okay, all right.
Oh no.
but it's Pere.
Pere, okay, Pere.
Pere.
Explains, yeah.
Pere, yeah.
Explain why he nominated Angel and White Money for eviction. No, White
Seriously.
money is not going
You
anywhere.
know, I told you Pere
White
is the
money
only one
for the money.
who is like
He's
strategically playing this game.
Okay.
And he knows that white money is a threat to him,
Is a
and
threat.
he has seen that of all the evictions, somehow Angel
This
is
is the
very
one that-
safe.
Yeah.
So like 2 + 2 = 4. Let me nominate these two people to leave the
So
house.
that one must, one somehow
I'm pretty
will
sure he
go.
wants white money to leave, because if white money leaves, he's probably like the next strongest housemate.
Housemate.
The only unknown variable is Yusuf.
Wait, what's he doing
But then
in the
he's
house?
doing-
I
Yeah.
don't know how Yusuf is having votes.
We hardly.
He has great fans, I think.
His fans are really great at being stealth.
Sometimes
Okay.
there's always that one housemate.
That one
Ever-
housemate. Tricky T
that
was the
you
last
can-
year.
Yeah,
house.
last year Tricky T
Like,
gave
it was
us
just like,
some. We were just wondering what's
Some
going
What's
on.
hijab
going
effect.
on?
Like tricky.
Okay, let's move on. This is season 6 still, and we're still updating you what's been buzzing. Michael names White Money as the most strategic housemate. I'm giving it to him too.
Why are you just finding out? Well, you are always about white money, and thank you for promoting him as well. But then my
Well,
point
you've
is,
been supporting White
no,
Money now.
No, I'm
Why
not
did you just?
saying I'm
Are
supporting.
you jealous?
I just talk about him. But then for Michael to just find out now that white money is the most strategic, I think it's quite late. Probably Pere found out earlier. That was why.
Yeah.
Pere found out
Yeah.
earlier.
That was why he came up with
Yeah.
this
Is
Michael
military
still in the
regime
house?
and everything.
Is Michael still
No,
in the
Michael
house?
is out.
Michael
Michael is out,
He's
yeah.
been
Yeah.
evicted. So I think he's seen and heard 1 or 2 things.
No, he has seen probably as he came out. He has seen
He's
everything
seen the
that
fan
you
base
should.
like,
Now
wow.
you would understand all the drama
All the drama that Pere was
putting.
putting up, General
Yeah.
Pere was putting up with civilian white money.
Love. Somebody is heartbroken and he says, I do not love you anymore. Cross boldly tells Sasuke. He's
Yeah.
heartbroken.
He's
Maybe
not
now
heartbroken.
he'll
He
forgive.
just
Where
plays too
the
he
much.
don't take now.
broken
He don't
heart
take.
goes.
J Paul, he was always been J Paul now. I
it's-
don't know why.
Oh,
I think he
my
should focus on
goodness.
the game now.
It's
Now
too late
that-
safe to focus on the game, because he might go home. He might go home this Sunday or next
No,
week
that's
Sunday.
bad. That's bad.
He's
It's too late
heartbroken
now. When
already.
he's supposed to have played the game
Okay.
like a housemate, he didn't. He was playing all.
Was
Get
loving
this
up.
girl. Was loving up. You
Lover
understand?
boy.
Lover boy. Lover boys in BB Niger house don't accept miracle. Don't win.
Oh,
Accept miracle.
please get tips from BC.
Accept
And
miracle.
on that
you enter
note,
the house and you're a lover boy, you will leave the house.
okay, accepted. Now you know best how to play the game in the Big Brother house. you know, courtesy BC.
I'm Big Brother Nigeria's consultant. I consult for housemates, potential housemates.
Please, BC,
You're
thank
going
you
to
very
pay for
much.
that advert because Big Brother is making a whole lot of money. So for you to be consulting, you need to drop some dough. And on that note, we will take another break and BC will be coming back with the sports update. Stay tuned.
You're still watching Hello Africa, and it's time for the sports updates, after which we'll go to our interesting topic for the day, and of course the most interesting part of the show, the weird facts. All right, so our first story on the sports updates. Enough is enough. Lukaku calls out FIFA and UEFA over racism. Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku has called for FIFA and UEFA to put an end to racism in football following the abuse England players suffered during their World Cup qualification win over Hungary on Thursday. Racist chants were directed at Raheem Sterling and Jude Bellingham during England's 4-0 win in Budapest, where Hungary will have to play their next 2 games in UEFA competition behind closed doors following racist and homophobic incidents during Euro 2020. Lukaku said, and I quote, "We always talk about racial issues, but not only that, we only talk about racial issues, but not only that, but a lot of stuff of discrimination that's happening in and around the football pitch. And I think now it's the time that something has to happen." Our second sport audit story, FIFA opens disciplinary proceedings after Brazil-Argentina suspension. FIFA has opened disciplinary proceedings involving both the Brazilian and Argentine Football Association following the suspension of Sunday's World Cup qualifier at the Neo Química Arena in Sao Paulo. The match was called off amid extraordinary scenes as officials believed to be from Brazil's health authority stormed onto the pitch shortly after kickoff over an alleged coronavirus breach by the visitors' England-based players. FIFA President Gianni Infantino described the situation as crazy on Monday, and the World Governing Body's disciplinary committee will now investigate the circumstances which led to the suspension. Following the analysis of the official match reports related to the World Cup qualifier between Brazil and Argentina, FIFA can confirm that disciplinary proceedings have been opened involving both member associations. A statement from FIFA read. Our third sports story, Keita flying back from Guinea despite military coup. After borders were closed following the overthrow of President Alpha Conde, Guinea's opponents, Morocco, whose match on Monday was postponed due to the instability, were granted an escort to leave the country. Liverpool confident they can get Naby Keita back in timely manner. The situation locally remained confusing, but Keita and some of his teammates boarded a flight on Tuesday and are heading home. Liverpool, who play Leeds at Elland Road on Sunday, were in constant dialogue with their player and relevant authorities over the last few days and were confident they could get the midfielder back in a timely manner. And this is a statement from Liverpool's club spokesperson. "We are in constant contact with Naby and have had regular communication via his national team management. We are satisfied that he is safe and well cared for. Obviously, the situation is fluid and we will maintain regular dialogue with the relevant authorities as we work to get Naby back to Liverpool in a timely and secure manner." Our fourth story, Holly Doyle Faisal offers fast start to Ledger Week. The gorgeous Faisal puts his unbeaten record on the line on the opening day of the St. Ledger Festival at Doncaster when he reappears in the I Love Julie Parks Handicap 4.3. John and Thaddeus Gosden have done a great job with the big imposing son of Golden Horn, who hasn't been the easiest to train but is a perfect 3 out of 3 going into this 10 furlong contest. Faisal made a winning reappearance over this trip at Windsor at the end of May but hasn't raced since. He's had his issues, so needs plenty of time between his races, but this looks a good opportunity for him to boost his profile further. The big galloping test, as Doncaster presents, is very much in his favor, and I'm not concerned about carrying top weight of 10 STs. He's a big horse who won't be burdened by it. And our last story reveals AJ is trading punches with explosive Australian. Anthony Joshua is preparing to defend his WBA, IBF, and WBO titles against Usyk on Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on September 25th. The unbeaten McKean, who fights in the same southpaw stance as Usyk, has told Sky Sports how he is helping Anthony Joshua prepare for the razor-sharp skills of the Ukrainian challenger. And that's a wrap on our sports updates. Joining us back will be Favourite and Nita on our important and very interesting topic, and also our guest with weird facts. Thank you.
welcome back. Of course, my name is Favor Aya, but I like to be called Favorite. And I have with me BC Kwelumi. Well, today's edition has been amazing as we've brought you the top stories, the BB Niger update, the entertainment news,
And the sports.
and the sport updates by BC Kwelumi.
Thank
But
you.
right now,
Thank you.
we're taking you directly to our topic for today, and we promised you we're going to have a guest in the house who would do justice to our topic. We have our guest in the house, and she is Rita McDonald, who happens to be an outstanding model and also a fashion guru or fashion stylist, fashion designer, however they call them. But then she's doing so well in the fashion industry and she's been buzzing. We had to bring her here to be able to do justice to our topic. How are you doing, Rita?
I'm great. Thank
Welcome.
you.
I must say you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, she does. When you said she's a fashion, she's doing well in the fashion statement, I was like, you know, what she's wearing is actually going to make that statement. She looks good.
By
What you're wearing
appearance,
is
I mean,
good.
you can
Thank you.
tell she
Thank
has this very awesome looking. You made this?
No, I'm wearing Vicnate, a Nigerian designer.
Okay.
Vicnate NG.
Okay,
So when you see them, what are you wearing? Please.
okay, at this point, I'm sorry. At this point, I did not know outfits had names that
Wow.
we can. So I'm wearing Tom, who's a very famous.
Don't worry, don't
I'm wearing what she's wearing, the masculine version. I'm wearing what she's wearing, the masculine version. Yeah.
Okay, so good to have you. So our topic, of course.
Okay, so our topic for today is balance between cultural heritage and modern fashion. And the reason why I picked this topic is because, you know, you're into tie and dye, which is a very cultural thing for us here in Africa, in this country. Is what we do. It's like, let's say, one of our signature throwback outfits. And then seeing how you've been able to merge that with modern fashion. Your models are like really young people.
Yeah.
And, you know, they merge it with, I think, jeans and some other kind of outfits. So that's why I picked up this up, because I want to know how your mind works in this industry, doing tie and dye, and then with modern fashion.
Okay.
But first, let's talk about your brand, Rimac NG.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your brand.
So let me throw the first question. How long have you been in this business?
2 years now, but I would say 1 year.
Okay.
2 years. I started the business 2 years ago, but
Okay.
I've been off and on. So
Off and
I
on.
started officially last year again,
Okay.
All right.
and it's been okay so far.
Okay, the way you said it's been okay so far makes me want to ask what your experience has been.
Okay, so
Like-
most people don't really understand what I'm doing. They just
Okay.
assume that it's tie-dye, it's just random, it's everywhere. But if you look at the brand, if you go through my page on Instagram, you'll notice that the colors are a bit different.
Okay.
They are very shouty. I use loud colors and stuff
Okay.
because
Okay.
I want this generation to be like, they like,
You should play
yeah.
colors. Okay. That's
Okay.
very good.
I was going to sorry to cut you. I was going to ask something about the Gen Z. Like what's your strategy to engaging Gen Z with your tie and dye? Like, what has been the challenges you've had to overcome? Because you know, fashion forward Gen Z people are always like, you know, ripped jeans, skinnies, all those kind of outfits. So how have you been able to carry them along with your type of fashion or with your type of brand?
so I'm an all-round dresser.
Okay.
I dress from corporate to casual to everything.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
I try to infuse my style into the brand because I noticed that these people are like my age group. So
Okay.
I have to do the things I like if I want to bring them on board.
Okay,
So
okay.
basically, I just followed the trend. Not like I'm following the trend back to back,
Back to
but
back.
I just picked out
Infused
few
it.
things that I noticed that people are wearing,
Okay.
things I'm wearing, and I just decided to introduce it. And so far, I've had a lot of customers, and most of them are really young.
So basically, you put yourself in, you ask yourself the question, what would you like to be
Yeah.
seen wearing?
Yeah.
If it's coming from, okay, that's very interesting.
That's a very good one. So a quick one too. Now, okay, like we talked about engaging Gen Z.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly is your strategy to curve the difference between culture and fashion? Now, let me put the kind of culture I'm talking about. Old culture. So, for example, what people would wear in 1990s?
Don't ask me. I wasn't born in 1990s.
Oh, you were. Okay. Oh, wow. You're a Gen Z. well.
No, I meant I wasn't born in the early 90s. Oh, come on. I wasn't born in early 90s.
What people would have worn in 1990 and what people wear now. We've seen lots of fashion designers fuse these two together. Have you been able to successfully do that? I think I saw something like that on your page.
Yeah, I tried, but I've not been consistent because it's quite difficult to keep up with.
Really?
With trends?
Yeah, no. He talked about the 90s.
Okay, the 90s, exactly, because seeing...
Because it's like it's clashing. You're trying to do this trend is coming, and this one is coming, so you can't follow everything. You just have to go with what works for you.
Wow.
And the brand.
Because I was going to ask, the strategy used to bridge the gap between cultural heritage of your tie and dye, right, and modern fashion. Like, how were you able to marry those two together? Not even just engaging the Gen Z now. I'm talking about the whole idea. When you started your brand, I mean, you must have had an idea of what you wanted your brand to stand for, right? Yeah. So when you pictured the whole tie and dye outfit in today's modern world, like, what was the strategy you planned to use to, like, fuse the two together?
People love it and want to wear them.
So basically, if you notice people that do adire, I'm not speaking generally because there are some other people that do stuff like me too. Yeah. So I noticed that they make, in quotes, the colors are boring, the designs are the same. Yes, the colors are boring. If you see adire, the first thing you see is purple, indigo.
Funny enough, I was imagining purple when you mentioned adire.
Yes, purple, indigo, navy blue. Those are the main colors you always see. Anywhere you go, any adire store you go, that's the color you see. So I wanted to use colors that people would relate with. As much as I use purple, I wanted to do something entirely different. So in as much as I am engaging the Gen Z, I'm also trying to reach out to women. If you notice, I have a scarf collection that I dropped there.
Yeah, I saw
and I noticed that women wear scarves, and scarf is like a very sophisticated accessory that people wear.
Oh, it's sophisticated?
Yes, it is, because not everybody can style that. People don't just...
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, so I had to introduce that because I wanted to, like, catch the attention of these older women, let's say the women in their 40s and 50s. And so far, those people, when they come to my page and they want to buy something from me, they reach out to me specifically for the scarves. While this other Gen Z, they reach out to me for the trendy clothes I make.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I love your strategy. So basically, for the old, okay, let me use old, for the
aged.
What's wrong with you?
I'm giving you words now.
Okay, basically for cultural heritage, you picked out a part of their dressing, which is the scarf, an accessory, and then you put your own brand style towards it, right?
Yes,
so that
I make fabrics for them too.
For them, okay.
That's custom made strictly by order. Like, I don't make them and keep them down for them to buy.
Bespoke, you order it and then...
Yes, they order and I sell to them. But the trendy clothes, I make them, I keep them. If you notice, they are cropped shirts, different things.
Different modern styles, but with a touch of the... Adire. Sorry, what's the difference between adire and tie and dye? It's the same thing?
It's the same thing. Adire is the Yoruba word.
Okay, because I was starting to get confused.
I quickly asked that. There's this photo shoot I saw on your page, looking at this picture. So we're forced to ask what inspired... Why are you laughing?
No, please proceed. Proceed.
Okay, so
we're forced to ask what inspired this shoot, and then my colleague, of course, would want to know why the caption, because he's a very inquisitive person. But then why the shoot?
What inspired this shoot?
Okay.
Shoots. What
First
inspired
of all, shoots like this. I'm not in charge of it. I'm a model, so they just contact me to come for the shoot. Wow. The creative director is the one that comes up with the concept, the mood board, and everything. And
the posing as well?
No, the posing, they just tell me the line they are going in, and I have to pose like that.
Okay, so what line was this?
They wanted something fierce, androgyny, and sexy at the same time.
Fierce.
That's wrapped everything.
Hanging that's fine fierce. This one has fine. And then, of course, the caption, the most beautiful makeup of a woman is passion.
Yeah.
But cosmetics are easy to buy.
That's from YSL.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like the fact that.
But
you
do you align yourself with this?
Yes,
quotes
any
as
caption
well?
you see on my page,
Okay.
if it's in quotes, if
Yeah.
I quoted the person,
Yeah.
it means I relate with the caption,
All right.
and
So
I'm trying
I
to
want
put
to
myself
know.
in it.
I want to know how you relate to this caption.
I relate to this because modeling is my passion.
Okay.
And if I was not passionate about this, you won't be seeing these poses. I could just go there and just I could just stand and not do anything exceptional. But
then
because
you-
I'm passionate about it,
Yeah,
they
you
just had
go-
to tell me that this is what we want to do, and I just gave it my all.
Do you have international markets?
Not yet, but I have an agency, and they're trying to push me.
Okay, so
So-
basically that's how you plan to sell the tie and dye to the international market.
I'm not sure about that. I have plans because I am a model and a textile artist at the
Okay.
same time. There are some agencies that manage models and talents. So if I'm lucky enough to get signed to an agency outside Nigeria that will
Nigeria, okay.
manage my modeling and my talent, that will be good. But for now, the only plan I have is for my modeling. Then, when I am a successful model, I can then push my brand
Your
outside
brand,
Nigeria.
okay. So it's modeling first, then
Yes,
the
modeling
clothing,
first, yes.
tie and okay. So I have to ask this as well. I'm not much of a model. I know you model. You don't need to brag because as I said, I'm not much of a model now. You want to start bragging? Don't worry, I can sense it.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as a model stature? Because the reason why I'm asking is you see a lot of young ladies, they get to not want to eat a lot of food, saying they're trying to keep tabs on their body fat. They want to
Okay,
be
sorry
models.
to cut you, just so you know,
Yeah.
I'm not on a diet.
Okay.
This is natural.
This
I understand
is
this is natural, but I'm asking because of other ladies out there.
Okay, so there are some people that have to lose weight because
Okay.
there's a standard for every profession. There is a standard. So there are some people that have to lose weight, but these days, the industry is a bit versatile, and they're trying to accept everybody. So there are
Okay.
plus size models, there are skinny models, there are petite models. So
I'm sorry, what's the difference between petite
No.
and-
Wait. Before we go on, because there's something I really want to ask you, and
Okay.
just concerning this, but I'll get back to it because BC is going to be so excited about this. But then let's take a quick break, and then once we get back, we'll return to our questions. Just a few more questions with our guests. Stay with us. of course. It's Hello Africa, and we have our guest in the house. It's been an amazing show today. Big thanks to Rita McDonald for joining us. An amazing model. Of course, with me is BC doing justice to our guest today. Yeah, you are the one who threw the last question. You threw a very hot question to her. I don't know if you're interested in modeling too. For you to have asked her about
I was going to ask her to give me tips because
you want to.
What was the model
the
industry like?
I also want to ask, plus size models. I've seen lots of people say they're plus size models, and shouldn't a plus size? Is it okay for a plus size model to have
belly fat?
Belly fat. Because
if you want to talk about it, go straight. Stop cutting to the corners.
No,
okay.
Belly fat. But then I mean, if you were going to have if you're a plus size model, you can still have to keep a good shape without having that belly fat. Because there was this show I went to, I saw her belly fat. It was so much, and I was wondering if those were the criteria for the plus size models. That one needed to be added, please.
So the thing is, I feel like everybody should be represented. Everybody should feel seen. So if she was in the show, I guess the organizers or whoever put her there probably wants those other people out there that have belly fat to feel represented.
Okay.
Because now everybody has to be represented. It's not just skinny girls.
So everybody can be a model. I could actually pull a dwarf so that people
It depends on the designer and the line they are going. If they want to do a show and that's the concept, they can decide to use dwarfs.
Well, speaking of designers and your other brand, the Remark, the Adire thing, how do you conceptualize sizes of people, like different plus size, petite, skinny? Does it have any effect on your styling, on your designs for your clothes,
no,
or you
doesn't. I just put the design out there.
So basically, anyone that likes
can
it
order for it.
See,
that's a very wonderful
design
you have here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to another question. Is one of your one of your personal Instagram posts. Let me read the quote first. Remember that you were art long before they came to admire you, and you will continue to be art even when they are gone. A masterpiece is still a masterpiece, even when the lights are off
and the room is empty.
Yeah. So would you say in your rights you are a masterpiece?
Yes, everybody that was created by God is a masterpiece. You just have to figure out what is special or unique about you. But everybody is a masterpiece.
I'm guessing what is special or unique about you is...
Me.
No, I don't like that. Why are you...
No, I wanted to guess, but I didn't want to guess wrongly because I don't guess wrongly. So I was like delaying my response.
Okay, so I think I'll throw a final question. If you were not doing tie and dye, if you were not doing modeling, what exactly would you do? I mentioned those two because if I mentioned just one, you call the other. You take the other one. So
I've never really thought of it. I tried acting once when I was in school. My director said I was good. I guess.
You were good. Is it?
Wow.
Are you sure he didn't say it to impress you?
No, I don't think so. Because I had to play the role of a man. Yeah, I had to play the role.
And they said you were good. No,
yes,
good.
I played the role. I played the role of a man, not just a man, a militant. So basically, I had to change my voice. It was a stage play, and everybody knows how complicated.
How in the world did you pull that off?
No, are you saying you had to act like
a tough?
Yes.
This fierce thing.
I had to wear a very big shirt.
Yeah.
Then they painted my face, and because of my stature, it doesn't look like. Because of what I was wearing, it didn't look like I was a girl, so I had to make my voice sound like a man. So even when I was on stage, people were asking, is that a girl or a boy? They weren't sure. So when I was coming down from the stage, they were still trying to find out. After the show, then I took off the makeup and the bandana they gave me, and they were like, wow.
Oh,
she's a girl.
That's a girl.
But I guess the reason why I put in so much effort was because it was a school project.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
okay,
you didn't want to fail.
Before we let you go, I'm actually curious. Can you imitate the masculine voice you were acting out?
Hold on, I think I still remember the lines.
Any lines, you can just use any
lines.
Use any
lines.
I just want to see.
I'm sure your fans will want to just hear this masculine thing that you have.
Awkward.
Now I understand why you have that fierce. There are so many fierce things around you.
Fierce things. The pose.
Okay, just do this now. Let's. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine.
All right.
Thank you so much for being. We're so glad
you.
to have you on our show. Is there anything we're expecting from you anytime soon? Do you have anything going on?
Yes, I'm dropping a new collection
Okay.
next month.
Next one. Okay.
Yes, next month to
Okay.
celebrate the 2 years anniversary of the brand.
Yeah, October.
great.
That
Yeah.
should be 16th.
Yeah, it's my birthday as well.
Oh wow!
Stored.
Happy birthday in
In
advance.
advance. in
Thank
advance.
Congrats to you. What's your handle? I'm sure your fans would also want to.
My personal handle is I am Rita McDonald.
Okay.
McDonald MC, not MAC. Then my business page is remark_ng.
Remark RIMAC.
RIMAC. That's Rita.
Okay.
Mac.
Oh, Rita Mac.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Remark.
That's great.
Like that.
Thank you.
It's really interesting.
Oh, well, feels good to have you on our show. Right now, we'll take a break, and when we get back, of course, we'll head straight to our weird facts. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Of course, that was a wonderful interview with Rita McDonald, who graced our show today. I hope you were entertained and you enjoyed having her wonderful, beautiful model.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Indeed.
We also have Nita back, and Nita is going to take over the show again with the weird facts. Nita,
Did you
Nita
say taking over?
you are so excited. No,
No,
we are putting
you got it wrong.
No.
This is the person that
Who is always
is so into the weird
Okay.
facts.
I don't even know how you missed that.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Pardon me.
You're not pardoned.
Okay, BC, you may have the throne.
But before that, I must commend you. That was a wonderful session. Well done.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Now, okay.
You're blushing.
Yes, of course.
Okay, go straight to the weird facts.
All right, so the first one says the two tiny holes in every big pen ensures that the air pressure is the same both inside and outside the pen, which helps the ink flow to the tip
Really?
I must have used another big pen in secondary school.
Do you know I used to blow into...
I was going to say that, like when you're writing
when I'm
exams
writing
and
exams
you're
and I'm
stuck.
not, one of the
Exactly.
things I used to do is blow
That's part of
into...
this is why I said I think I used the wrong big pen, because I know the ink used to flow backward very well.
Really?
When you
Yes,
do
now,
that,
it
it
just-
bounces actually.
It flows backwards, and before you know it,
the whole place will be messy.
if you put it in your pocket at that time, your school uniform, everything, whatever you're
We'll be
wearing,
in a mess.
You know what my parents used to do when...
What?
I don't want to
say it. You have to say it.
You've
Say
already
it.
called
Say
them
it.
out.
Say it.
You've called them
you are not-
out.
You shouldn't be the child that comes home with
A
stained
stain.
uniform.
No.
And those ink stains don't just go.
Let us go. I had to
They
change.
don't go.
I had to change the uniform.
Yes.
It's terrible.
So it's the
Okay.
pressure, now we know.
It's the
Yeah,
pressure.
it's the
okay.
pressure.
But why
that
didn't they teach us these things? Why are we finding out now that we don't...
We did not
don't
ask
make
that
this-
time.
So many things.
well,
We're just finding out after school, and you're like, I need my school fees. Okay, let's move on.
This one says tigers have striped skin.
Striped
not-
skin.
Striped skin, sorry.
So you
striped
think of
skin.
strippers.
Not just striped for... The stripes are like fingerprints, and no two tigers have the same pattern. Oh,
Pattern.
wow, really?
Wow. Striped
interesting.
skin.
Tigers are beautiful. Yes, I love animal print, so don't even look at me like that.
Okay. No, there's no problem.
There's problem.
There's no
She
problem.
said she loves animal prints. To
Animal
have animal
prints.
prints, the animal has to be dead and you're taking the skin.
Do you get...
So I like the way their print comes out.
How many
right?
bags have you imagined from this tiger now?
I have tiger. I even have python bag. I
Animal
have-
rights
I
activist. This is the
yeah.
person you're looking for. Yes, she's
Animalia.
the reason why
No, you
animals
look for
are
the designer.
endangered.
I didn't design the bags. I only like them and I got them. Okay. I like leopard too. That's even one of
See
my
the number
favorites.
of animals you've
Yes.
done to accessories.
Even cheetahs.
Huh?
Yeah, anything in the cat family. I like them.
I'm keeping my cat away from you.
This one again says a starfish can turn its stomach inside out. I believe this is what the slay queens see when they try to take pictures. Have you seen them?
Yes.
She will shout yes.
Yes. You have a big tummy and you like,
They are like
okay,
starfish.
hurry. When
And they
you're
just
done,
tuck it in and
back.
all of a sudden you...
Here's another interesting fact about starfishes. They don't actually have a brain.
They don't.
They don't have a brain.
Talking,
Now you can understand Patrick from SpongeBob.
talking about this, tucking your tummy in. I remember I saw a video of a model. They were shooting. They do before and after.
Yeah.
So after they showed before they showed him with a pot
full
belly
stomach,
and
yeah.
everything, and then after he was breathing like, oh my God, I'm about to faint. And I'm like, oh, is this what you guys
That's
do?
what
You
it
say
is.
this product work, and at the same time you just be deceitful.
Oh.
Okay, let's move on to the next, please.
Parts of the Great Wall of
I like
China were made with sticky rice. I was going Great Wall of China was on my to-go list. But with this
Go.
yeah,
What's
like,
that? Okay, app.
What's that?
Oh.
no, not
Okay.
to go. No, not to go as in the app.
Like places
to
you want to
visit.
visit.
Oh,
to visit
okay,
list.
okay.
But now that I'm seeing this, I think I will just erase it off.
Why?
Why?
It will not be when I'm there now. The rice will not be done and it will not be sticky again. And before you know it, everything will now.
Were you supposed to
No,
go
do you
eating
think
the
it's
sticky
Not
rice?
eating the sticky rice, but like
And let me
I
hint
don't
you.
trust. Why would you make?
The rice.
Why would you make a structure with sticky rice? If
It
it's
has
not,
some glue to
Let
it.
me, yeah,
I know
exactly.
I know
So
once.
because of the starchy content, it gets really strong when it
Okay.
dries off. Have you seen when,
Of course.
when rice dries off? It's almost as
Extremely.
hard as it was when
Yes.
it was not
No,
cooked.
okay, no,
So
okay,
that
okay.
hardness is what I'm sure prompted the use of this. And I mean, it's been ages, so certain things must have been used back in the age.
And it's such a tourist
Sticky
site.
rice.
People,
Yeah, it looks
tourists
good.
go
So don't
there
worry,
to
China.
take
They've
pictures.
convinced me. I'll come and visit you people. I know how to
It's
speak
Shaolin
Chinese.
Temple
though.
I want to go to when I visit China. Yeah,
You want to learn kung fu?
I want to learn Kung Fu. Yeah, okay. Move on.
Okay, this one says Finland has more saunas than cars.
That's
Okay.
why they live long. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, because sauna is a healthy practice.
yeah.
Yes, therapy. Like you going to the spa.
Relaxation,
Yes,
yeah.
and they use natural, like
Yeah.
purely organic products on your body. When you come out, you're as brand new baby.
Have you noticed that anytime we're talking about skin products,
products.
health, skin,
Yes,
skin health,
Nita
even if
is
it's
always-
health,
she's always
she'll
very
drive it back
particular.
to skin.
She wants to show us that
Even if we're talking balanced diet, she'll drive it back to skin. Eat fruits, eat this, it will make your skin glow.
glow
We all
everywhere.
the glow.
But it's important.
So what are you
Healthy
trying to say?
living.
Yeah.
Health is
And
wealth.
skin glowing.
Healthy living has nothing to do with skin glow.
Healthy living comes inside out. It's not just you
I knew you were in
glowing.
trouble when you said that.
My brother.
Okay, you guys, let's skip. Now you know Finland has more saunas than cars. More than cars. Wow, interesting.
The average golf ball has 336 dimples. So all you ladies that like dimples,
Whoa,
get a golf ball.
But I don't know. I don't even know what
that's
that.
too
My
hard.
question is, who counted it?
I don't know who to. Oh, yeah, do you
Who counted
understand?
it?
No, you can count it now. You take time, and you know how sometimes you just not thinking about anything and you start counting your ceiling.
I think
that's the same way.
No, it's not. It's not the same way. My ceiling ends at the highest is 12.
It's not. If it's more
That's
than
the same
12,
way.
It's more than 12. It's something else.
And so is
Big-
it
big-
count.
So is it
I mean,
Once
you're
you are in
holding-
trouble, you count it. So then I don't know. It's not hard.
I was
What
thinking
kind of
it's just a
trouble?
meeting. I
What
didn't know
kind of
you
trouble
guys
would
were
you
on
have
the
to
same page.
beat to count dimples on golf ball?
When you were small, you
You're
never
just
got
holding
threatened
it
by your
and-
mom. Your mom didn't threaten you when you were small. Maybe you did something wrong and they already told her. Probably you from school you did something wrong.
Okay,
and
so
they
you
called
see-
her that
see-
your child did this.
see-
And you get over and you're like,
The one I used to
See,
do
my
is
mom is a
pull
teacher.
out my lash and put. Is it on my head or where did they say they should put it?
And throw it
Oh,
at
and
the person.
they-
And person forget. I tried that thing once. It did not work.
That's the one I know.
It
Like
did not work.
if you like,
It used
bam,
to work
pull out
sometimes.
all the lashes.
I say it no work.
it used to work
It
sometimes.
no work.
Okay, the next one says 1/4 of all our bones are in our feet. Okay, 1/4.
Well, we do need to balance, so
Yes,
it's very important.
absolutely.
You should have more bones. Okay, this one says tennis was originally played with bare hands.
Okay. That explains the.
Now
stone that they stoned it in
There are rackets now.
There
There
are
are
rackets
rackets
now,
now. That's
This
interesting.
way, wow, interesting. Okay, this one says you are always looking at your nose. Your brain just chooses to ignore it. Yes, I know. Sometimes you have something on your nose and you're like, you can see it, but you can't really point out where it is without mirror. Have you not
trying to
tried
find
that?
out.
I
Like,
can't believe I just tried
Some-
immediately after reading this. This thing caught me. I needed to be sure. I mean,
it happens.
you're
Even
always
even
are
looking at your tab,
always-
you will see that your
Your
nose
brain is the
in
one
the
that
line
just say,
of
hey
vision,
guy,
but your brain just
control
like.
yourself, focus.
They say the brain if you use that one now when person see.
But why this baby's face?
See what?
Proceed. Let's proceed.
Okay, you read that one.
A flock of ravens is called a conspiracy. It fits them. See how they are standing. Those
Gossip.
They are
Yes.
good at it. They are good
Another
at
weird
it.
fact about ravens: they're one of the most intelligent birds.
Yeah,
You
they're
can train
always-
them.
yeah.
You can train them to
Mhm,
do.
and very fierce.
I don't know
they're
about
very
fierce, but like they
fierce.
have very criminal tendencies.
Okay,
They
that
like-
means you watch Ravens. Is it Ravens? The oats.
They used to carry messages
Yes,
way back.
they
Yeah,
do.
way back then. Yeah.
Ages.
Elijah
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
yes, Bible scholars. Do you remember your Bible days? Okay, and that wraps it all up from word facts to all that swing by today. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of
course.
Hello Africa.
My name remains BC, and always remember, please use a nose mask, maintain social distancing, stay safe, and choose peace over violence.
Of course, we're still having an amazing week, and through the week, make sure you're positive and you're productive. My name is Favor Aya, but I like to be called Favorite.
Okay, and of course, like I always say, keep your dreams alive and don't let it die. Keep believing in you because you are unstoppable. I'll see you soon. My name is Nita, aka African Opera. See you on the next one.